Hello everyone and welcome to The Real Rundown. My name is Josh and today I'm here to give my spoiler-free review for Black Phone 2, the sequel to the hit 2021 horror film The Black Phone. The film sees the return of Scott Derrickson as director and is co-written by Derrickson and C. Walter Cargill, as well as seeing the return of Mason Thames, Ethan Hawke and Madeline McGraw. Set 4 years after the first film, Finney Blake, played by Thames, is trying to deal with the trauma of being kidnapped by the Grabber, played by Hawke. Meanwhile, his psychic sister Gwen, played by McGraw, starts having visions of mutilated children and nightmares of a phone ringing. Now, with that out of the way, let's start the rundown. The visuals in the film are great, with the film's dark and mysterious visual style really adding to the overall atmosphere and tone of the film. The use of a Super 8 camera as well to film the dream sequences helps to separate these sequences from reality by giving them a grainy and distorted look, which really adds to the 70s and 80s aesthetic of the film, as well as adding to the creepy and eerie nature of the film as well. The score by Atticus Derrickson is also great, with its haunting and eerie sound, again adding to the atmosphere and tone of the film, and helps you to feel the tension and creepiness the film goes for. The production design as well is great, and the use of practical effects really makes this film feel a lot more real and adds to the scare factor of the film as well. However, the film does have some noticeable CGI usage throughout, especially some somewhat noticeable green screen backgrounds, which can take you out of the film as well and did drag the film down for me a bit as well. The writing as well is good, with the overall story and plot of the film making sense, and helping to justify the film's existence for me. As, well, before I saw this, I thought it was just another unnecessary sequel to a good standalone film. However, where they take the characters, especially the Grabber, works in my opinion, and helps to set up some great stuff if they decide to continue with this franchise in the future. This brings me to how the Grabber is handled in the film, with them deciding to make him a Freddy Krueger type figure, which, for how the Grabber is in the first and this film, works surprisingly well, and made him a more menacing foe as well. However, the Grabber doesn't get much screen time in the film, which for me left a lot to be desired, and made him less impactful than what he should be. This is mainly due to the film dragging a bit at the beginning and taking a little while to get going, which is why he doesn't really get as much time to shine as he should. The characters are great as well, with the journeys they go on in the film making them feel relatable and help you connect with them and get invested in the story more. However, in my opinion, some of these characters should have been offed in the film, which would have made the Grabber much more impactful as well. And the arcs they go on in the film as well are things we have seen before in horror films, and doesn't reinvent them as much as I'd hoped they would. The acting in the film is great as well. Ethan Hawke in particular gives another great performance as the Grabber, with him bringing a lot more menace to the role than the first film. Mason Thames and Madeline McGraw are also great again as Finney and Gwen Blake, with their acting really selling the arcs the characters go on in the film. However, at times they can be a little too over the top, which does drag down the film for me a bit. The rest of the cast is great too, however, nothing special or of note to mention. Now let's get on to the rating. Overall, Black Phone 2 is a good film. It has a great retro visual style, a chilling score, some great production design, and some good writing and acting. However, some of the acting can be a little bit too over the top at times. The arcs the characters go on is things we've seen before. It has a slow start, some noticeable CGI in some parts, and the Grabber doesn't have enough screen time, which drags the film down a bit. This leads me to give the film a rating of 3.5 out of 5 stars. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment and share. Also don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss a single upload from the channel. And as always, I'll see you on the next rundown.